But the growing unrest in the country has also prompted Britain to evacuate its last special forces from Yemen. Well, Nigeria's most tightly contested presidential election since the end of a military rule in 1999 is set for Saturday, March the 28th. The incumbent President Goodluck Jonathan and his main challenger, former military ruler Muhammadu Buhari, face each other in a close race set against a backdrop of economic troubles and security fears tied to relentless violence by extremist militants. So just who is the man for the moment? President Goodluck Jonathan has promised to do more to fight graft and insecurity as he seeks to be re-elected for the second term. President Jonathan has reached out to the youth who comprise the biggest voting bloc in Nigeria. A former zoology teacher who was born to a family of canoe makers, Mr. Jonathan grew up in a poverty-ravaged rural village in the Niger Delta long before becoming the president of Africa's most populous nation. His grass-to-grace rise has always endeared him to the youth.
Ever since President Goodluck came on board, we have noticed changes in Nigeria. And we believe that a second tenure for Mr. President is a second tenure of change for Nigeria. And that's why we are all here. So he's a father of the youth, actually. And he has been a friend to the youth. That's why we are supporting him.
Jonathan's time as vice president was credited with successful negotiations with the militants in the Niger Delta. But as president, he has had no such luck in the north, where an insurgency by militant Islamist group Boko Haram has gained momentum under his rule. It has led to his critics accusing him of being ineffectual, a charge he denies.
A lot of us believe that the president has squandered the opportunities that he was given in the past 4 years. No other individual in the history of this country has had the opportunity of such meteoric rise to be able to get to this level that God has elevated him. And it is our belief that he squandered that opportunity.
Buhari, who was seen as tough on security and graft, has campaigned on a reputation of toughness gained when he was military ruler of Nigeria in the 1980s.
We want a change, and that change is in APC via Buhari and Osibajo. The nation has been deformed. What they call transformation agenda, we only see it on paper. We want a change for our today and for the tomorrow of our children.
Buhari's message is simple. Nigeria's two biggest ills are corruption and insecurity. He cracked down on both in 1983, and he can do it again. Others, however, remember less celebrated bits of his past, like crackdowns on press freedom and detaining political opponents without charge.
Someone like Buhari, there's no middle ground. You either like him or you hate him. I mean, those who like him, they absolutely love him in the north, especially he has a lot of big following in the north. It's now, however, that he has nationwide appeal, and that's part of why they came together with APC, to form APC, to try and give a nationwide appeal to combine his votes in the north with more votes in the south.
Jonathan is backed by People's Democratic Party, whose candidate has won every presidential race since the end of military rule 16 years ago. Opposition parties are confident they may be able to force a runoff. At the end, though, it is the voters who will decide come Saturday, March the 28th. Well, for more perspective on Nigeria's presidential election, VOA's Peter Clottey joins us by phone from Lagos. Peter, you've been in Nigeria for several days now. Tell us what you've learned about both campaigns just a few days before Saturday's election.
Well, I can tell you that it is very competitive. The campaigns have stepped up, and almost everybody is excited. However, there is tension in the air, and most people are expressing concern about possible violence based on the outcome of the election because each side is hell-bent on winning this vote. Supporters of each side have vowed to win this election, and that is why a lot of the people are expressing concern that because of the competitive nature of this year's election, it could turn violent if one wins or if the opposition wins or defeats President Goodluck Jonathan on Saturday.
Now, Peter, many times the setup to violence is when parties start accusing each other of potential fraud. Are you hearing talks of, like there will be rigging and so on and so forth?
Well, I attended a press conference this afternoon, Nigeria time, in Ikeja, Lagos. The venue was the White House Hotel in Ikeja, and the spokesman of the All Progressive Congress, or APC, Alhaji Lai Mohammed, expressed concern that the APC has uncovered a plot by the ruling PDP, or the People's Democratic Party, to rig the elections by using security agencies, including the police and the military, to undermine the credibility of the election. They said the security agencies will be used to intimidate or harass opponents of President Goodluck Jonathan. So they expressed concern that they will not accept any election that is marred by violence and intimidation orchestrated by the PDP. They warned that they will not accept the results and that the Electoral Commission should ensure that the election is credible. And they call on the international community to put pressure on the Jonathan administration not to engage in any form of violence just to win the election.
Very quickly, Peter, what is the response from Jonathan's camp regarding rigging?
I spoke with some of the officials of the PDP. They rejected outright the accusations being leveled by the APC. Now, to add a little bit to it, after the news conference, I was walking in the streets, in the market, and some people who were supporters of the PDP were expressing concern that they were being intimidated because Lagos is supposedly the stronghold of the APC. But they complained that those whose houses have posters of President Goodluck Jonathan are being torn down, and some of the supporters who were wearing President Goodluck Jonathan's T-shirt were being intimidated and harassed. But when I put it to the opposition APC officials here today, they flatly denied that accusation.
Well, definitely a palpable situation there. We'll keep our eye on that. Peter, thank you very much. Viewers, Peter Clottey reporting from Lagos, Nigeria.